welcome to Amateur Makeup Girl. This is my full face look. If you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then please continue watching. As always, I start off with Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and you guys have seen me do this in my other videos. So I did kind of speed through this, but you can still get an idea of what it takes to get your eyebrows kind of filled in and shaped the way you like them to be. And then I kind of go and start with the eye immediately, and I start with a transition color from Buxom. I will list the colors below. It's my favorite transition color now. I really like it, and I haven't switched in days now. I've been using it for the last 4 or 5 days now since I've gotten it. So I just kind of sweep it through right under the eyebrow, and I'm going back and forth to make sure that that is blended extremely well. And then I pick up Max Brown Script, and I use the same BH Cosmetics brush, and I go and start to create the crease look. And I always start in the outer corner and just kind of sweep the product over. And if you've seen my other videos, you've seen me do this as well. So that's why I'm kind of speeding through this, because I wanted to get to the full face. I don't think I've done that before, showing you my foundation routine. It's not as intense to me, of course, as doing the eye look. So I did go ahead and include it on this one. And I took this cranberry color from MAC as well to kind of deepen that upper crease, I guess is what it's called. Just right there in the center part. I didn't take it so much and sweep it from the outer to the inner. I took it directly into the where you could kind of stick your finger in the socket. So I guess that's what you could call it, the socket. I take a little bit of that NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, because I am going to do a light shade today. And I did want it to definitely show up, and you will see that it shows up extremely well, which I ended up liking it a lot. And it is the color out of Buxom as well, out of my customized eyeshadow palette, which I will list below as the lid color, so that if you're interested in any of these colors, you can go and pick them up from Sephora, or I think Buxom is at Ulta as well. I saw it in Ulta as well. So yeah, it's a very champagne-y kind of type pink that I'm kind of just sweeping through on my eyelid. And when you pull it like that, you can kind of see where you're placing the eyeshadow, and it gives you kind of more of a gives you more of a sheen look to the eye. It is a shimmer, but it kind of, when you pull your eye like that, makes it satiny looking to me. I think that's the word I'm gonna use, satiny looking. So yeah, so I took a little bit of that cranberry on a more dense brush to kind of fill it in a little bit above. I'm trying to create that definition between that crease and that eyelid, what I have on my eyelid. So I decided to take a little bit of that Noir, which is a black shadow out of the Anastasia Self-Made palette, I believe, and just kind of took that Real Techniques pencil like brush and kind of smoked out the outer corner a little bit. And then I go back in with the brush that I had the cranberry on, and just kind of brush it through a little bit, just trying to give it a little bit more definition and blend out that harsh line I created with the Jumbo NYX pencil, which I still like. I ended up liking the way it turned out. So that's what I'm doing right there, just trying to make sure it all makes sense as usual. And so yeah, well, I did take a little bit of this pigment. It's a blush bronze pigment that I have. I'm not sure of the name of it, so that's why I didn't show it to you guys, because it's pretty much the same color as that pink champagne color that I picked out of the Buxom custom made palette, which I will list it below. And I just used that another color out of that Buxom palette for my inner highlight, which I will list that below as well. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that Inglot gel liner and do a little eyeliner. And as I told you before, I'm doing it in smaller strokes just so that I can get it kind of thin the way I like it, and it's not so thick. And I actually ended up liking the way it came out today. And everything is just practice, 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 practice makes perfect. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm showing you right now, I'm going to put a little Pore Professional on my face because I do my primer for my face in steps, so that each primer has time to set on the face. And then I did take a little bit of that peach, soft peach, out of that Anastasia palette for my brow bone highlights. And then I just kind of go back in and of course buff that in. And then once again I take the MAC chromographic pencil in 42 and 42W, I think. I have to get the actual name of this. I'm going to have to look at it. I will definitely put the name of that below because I use it too much not to know the name of it. And then I took a little bit of Becca's brightening corrector underneath my eye because I wanted to keep this look as bright as possible because it's so pretty here, and I just wanted my makeup to show sunny on my face. Oh, that makes sense. I didn't color correct with the normal coral or orange. I really wanted to keep my under eye kind of bright because the concealer that I use for highlighting kind of is not as bright as I'd like it to be on some days. So that's why I kind of went in first with that Becca bright under eye corrector. And then I did set that with a little bit of Makeup Forever HD setting powder. I just because I didn't want that to move, and you know it's translucent powder, so it's not since the Becca stuff is already kind of bright itself. And now I'll go in and color correct my little dark spots in my mouth, of course. And this is the beginning of my foundation routine, really around my mouth, because that kind of helps those hairs lay down a little bit to me. So my little mustache to lay down, so that's why I do color correcting around my mouth, because I do have fine hairs, but I think the color correcting helps them lay down a little bit. And now I'm going in with the NYX liquid illuminator, which I don't know, I thought I showed you the product, but yep, that's the illuminator, because I really kind of wanted a glow from within, as they say. So and I just kind of buffed it into the skin with that big stippling brush from BH Cosmetics, which I got, I don't know, can't remember where I got it from. But anyway, so this is the beginning of my foundation routine. I take NARS and I do mix a little bit of that Becca matte into it. I don't know, I just like this combination. And when I say a little bit, it's not a lot. And then I take my beauty blender and I start blending whatever's on the back of my hand. I kind of put it in the booty of the beauty blender, as they say, and that's how I begin blending in my foundation. This does take time as well, but I think it does give you like a flawless look. And I really do like the NARS Radiant, what is it, NARS Weightless? I will list the name of it below, but it's NARS Weightless, I believe, and it really does make you feel like you don't have anything on your face, which is great to me for every day, since I do wear makeup most days. And as I've said before, I like doing my face, so NARS helps me with that. So this is the concealer I'm using today, which is the LA Girl HD concealer in Fawn. And this doesn't give me a very bright highlight, which is okay, I guess, since I'm doing it daily. If I do it daily, or when, it's not a special occasion type face, this kind of works. And I did put that brightening corrector underneath my eye to kind of keep that area of my eye open. And because I did a kind of light eye today, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to keep everything light and fresh and pink and springy and dewy and all that good stuff. So I'm just blending in the concealer with the pointy end of the beauty blender, which my beauty blender got stuck today in a piece of something, and the tip of it came off. But as you could tell, you can still work it. It'll be okay. Which is what I decided to do. Just go ahead and work it. I could have gotten another one, but you can still use it. I just kind of pinched the ends a little tighter. And I took a little bit of that Cover FX setting powder to go ahead and set underneath my eye. And it's basically the same color as my skin tone, so it doesn't take away from what I did underneath my eye. And I will go in a little bit and brighten it back up. So I take a little bit of that Anastasia contour color. I think that's Espresso. I will list that down below as well, because I'm not sure what's the name of it. And basically what I'm doing is kind of creating shape back into my face. I do contour my nose a little bit. It's very light, as you can tell, nothing heavy. And you bring up the contour, you brush it up so that you're kind of raising your cheekbones, or defining your cheekbone area. And you always brush that up. You don't want to brush that down. And you brush the contour that's around your face, you brush it backwards, because what you're doing is kind of raising, or really bringing focus to that cheek area. You don't want to go down, because you don't want to make your face sag either. And I just went in with a little more concealer to define that center highlight on my nose a little bit more. And I just take this little e.l.f. contour brush to kind of blend out the contour that's on my nose. And I think I like it. And you just want to make sure it's well blended. Some people like a heavy one, but I think by the time you finish with contour powder, which is what I'm doing right here, because I broke my contour powder. It's from Sephora, and it's in the color Ebony, which is a cool toned color. But that's okay, because when we bronze, which means we're going to basically warm our face back up, this just kind of helps set the contour that you laid. It doesn't move, so you've set it with powder, because I do like to use the cream products and then take a powder and set everything. And right now, like I said, this Benai banana powder, I'm using it to kind of highlight those places that I placed the concealer for, and I'm just making sure it all looks good, which to me it does. Hey, it's my face. And now I'm gonna buff all of that powder into my skin. That's all I'm doing, is getting rid of all of that excess powder. I did let it sit for a while, for about 5 to 7 minutes. Lord, dropping stuff. And now to warm up the face, I'm going to take that brown from that Black Radiance, and see how that just warms up your cheek, right above where we put the contour. And I really wanted you guys to see that, and that's creating warmth and definition. And I'm taking that lighter shade out of that same palette and just running it along the area of my nose that I contoured. Nothing heavy, because you don't want it to be so obvious. Well, I know I don't, but some people do. And I just took this random blush color from this palette that I got at the beauty supply. It's a pink. And then to highlight today, I take the first 2 colors out of that trio from the Mary Illuminizer. And then I go ahead and set everything. I don't know why I didn't show you guys my highlight in here. I must have deleted that video, but I will make sure you all see it in the next video, okay? And I'm gonna actually show you my lip today. I've gone and put on clothes and everything. You see that, girl? And I just took a little bit of that Sephora Baked Illuminizer and ran it across the top of my lip, because I do want my lips to be highlighted. And this pink shade is, of course, from Kat Von D. I will list the name below. Like I said, I was trying to keep everything kind of pink champagne-y, and then I go back and outline my lips a little bit more with the brown NYX pencil in cola, and I'm showing you what I got. Thanks, Face.